check out the newly released chipset from Intel and all the motherboards that supports it. And we're gonna start off with the GIGABYTE AORUS Z390 AORUS Master, and this is part of the AORUS gaming line from GIGABYTE, and this one is actually the flagship, so I'm really excited to take a look at what this motherboard offers versus the previously released models that we had, like the Gaming 7, the C370 Gaming 7. Anyway, obviously there's a new naming convention because they just introduced the Master. I think this is the first motherboard with that naming convention, but as you'll see in most of our other videos for this release, there's a bunch of other motherboards from other brands that will be sporting a name change. Anyway, so let's start off with our overview. By the way, in this video, we're only going to take a look at the content of the box and the layout of the motherboard. We still can't talk about the performance and some of the specific details pertaining to the upcoming 9th generation processor, as well as some key details from the motherboard itself. Anyway, but still we can talk about some of the details that the motherboard is actually offering, since it's actually printed already in the box. But anyways, it's going to be mostly a quick look at what we have right here. So starting off, we have the packaging right here, and very familiar packaging from GIGABYTE, as you will see right there. We have the eagle, which is like posing, doing this. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. See that? See that? Anyway, model names right there: Z390 AORUS Master. And I gotta really point out again, this is AORUS branded. It's GIGABYTE's gaming brand, so it says AORUS right there. And I say AORUS Z390 AORUS Master. So it's kind of redundant, so I don't know why they have to place the branding again after they use it right here. It gets really confusing sometimes, but I digress. So there we have it. We have the look at the front of the box. The side, we have right there the name of the motherboard, some text and things right there. Again, C390 AORUS Master, and same thing right there to the contents. So here we go. So opening up the top flap, we reveal the motherboard itself, which is covered in a static packaging, and we'll just set that aside for now and check out the accessories. So the accessories itself include the large sticker sheet right there. So we have AORUS brand shield badge right there. So this is you can do whatever you want with this, put it in anything basically. And here are the labels that you can use for your cables. It's kind of short though, so I don't know how you would write your labels in there, but anyway, it's good to have those. And oh, I don't know if they intentionally separated this, but it usually comes inside. So this is the metal badge that you can place again in your case or basically anything. And it's nice 3M adhesive. We have the installation guide right there. We have the manual. Always read your manual, guys. So this does detail some of the important features of this motherboard, including the layout of the board, where to connect which ones. So if you're building your case and you run into problems, definitely check out your manual first. And let's put that aside. We have the installation disc for the drivers. I still don't get it. I still think they should be using USB drives when sending out drivers, but yeah, still a thing. CD, still a thing. So here we have the second compartment, which contains, let's put this inside. So we have M.2 screws right there. So this is the mount, and this is the screw that you use to, well, fasten your M.2 SSD or device. Again, another one, and another one, and wait, there's only, oh, there it is. So 2 pairs right there of M.2 mounting screws. We get a magnetic Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antenna right there, very standard design from Gigabyte. They've been using this since the C97, I think, or C87 series, way back when they were still using the green designs, which was really cool, but that was the old days. I kind of miss that. Anyway, we have the Gigabyte. Yeah, this is an SLI. I was checking out if this was an SLI HB bridge, but it doesn't say. So probably just an SLI bridge. This is, how do I put this? Since NVIDIA is actually using NVLink right now with their newest graphics card, I wonder when the trend is going to change where the motherboard vendors actually include the NVLink bridge themselves. But I think that's a separate purchase for now. But yeah, there you have it. And SLI bridge, and we have some Velcro straps to tie down your cables, basic organization and cable management right there. So we move on to the other compartment. So what we have right here are the G connector, basically a quick connector for your front panel cables. As you can see, they are labeled right there, so you can use that for your front panel connector. We also have an RGB header right there. This is for RGB. This is 4-pin. I think this is for the addressable RGB. And I think they include one standard. Oh, this is just an extension header. So there you go. And we have 2 pairs of SATA connectors. And we have the thermal probe. So do you connect these to your motherboards, and you basically put the sensor head to any area of your motherboard that you want to monitor, and it will display that in the motherboard monitoring software, which is really cool, especially if you're really particular about your temperature. So let's put this aside and take a look at what's inside the motherboard itself. I mean, the layout of the motherboard itself. So as you can see, this is fresh out the box. I actually have not seen any of the motherboards that we have. So this is just a few hours before embargo. So I really apologize if I'm a bit casual in how I do these, but this is just to show you guys what you get from the motherboards. And this is the AORUS Z390 AORUS master motherboard. So the layout is actually really cool. I love it. This is a big departure from the X399 design, the one they used on the B450, which is actually I think the most recent release before they released this one. So it's a nice design. So I don't want to remove the plastic just yet. We're gonna do another live unboxing, so I'm gonna put this back. And yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a live build with this one, not a live unboxing. We already unboxed it. Anyways, all right. So dashing through the layout of the motherboard, the AORUS Z390 AORUS Master, we have this design right here, which is a great departure from their older design. I really felt that was messy, but this one, it's a bit more, I don't know if it's abstract, I don't know what kind of styling we have, but really futuristic, techy design right here. Good panel lines, good brush metal work in the metal parts right here. I really love it. Anyway, so we have the BRM heatsink right here, which features actual heat sinks, actual fins, which is really nice. This actually has a heat pipe inside them. And we have the memory slots right here, the 24-pin ATX connector. We have actually a bunch of RGB headers and fan headers over here. So plenty of options for your cooling and RGB. So we have the PCH heatsink over here, really nice shield cover right there. The SATA ports, we have a total of 6 right there, and the front panel connectors as well as a total of 6 expansion slots. We have 3 PCIe X1 over here and 3 X16 size slots right here. Of course, these have their own bandwidth configuration, which we will take a look in depth in our full review. Of course, the bottom panel is lined with connectors, fan headers, front panel connector, which you can use with the G connector, the USB 2.0 connectors right here, and a lot of the other stuff. We have the covered audio area, which features ESS Saver Hi-Fi. Of course, that's been a staple in a lot of the Gigabyte motherboards. And last up, we check out the back. So rear I/O ports include a bunch of USB ports. We have 2.0 right here, USB 3.0 DAC up. The purpose of the USB 3.0 DAC up is to connect. This is particularly intended for DAC, of course, for your audio devices, which needs a really good power source, a clean power source for really great signals. And this is the purpose of that. So if you got a DAC or other devices like USB microphone, this is best paired with these ports, and the USB 3.1 Type C and Type A pairs are right here. And we have the rest of the USB 3.1 over here, as well as the built-in Wi-Fi and the LAN port over here, and the audio over here. Of course, also for power, we have right here 2 8-pin connector, ATX plus 12 and EPS 12. And that's pretty much it for the layout. Once again, we will talk about this motherboard in detail in our full review, so do check that out when it comes out. Okay, but first, I nearly forgot, we have to check out the RGB. So let's pull out our demo header right here. So let's turn off the lights and check out the lighting before we sign off. And there we go. And there we have the lighting for the AORUS Z390 Master motherboard. Of course, this has plenty more configuration via the RGB Fusion software. And I didn't notice this first. This has actually the old tech tribal lines from the older design. It's really nice touch and really good. So this has this doesn't have the halo lighting from the X399, but still nice touch. So really good positioning for the RGB. No RGB on the expansion slots and the memory, since they get covered up anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the RGB. So let's bring the lights back on. So there you have it. This has been the AORUS Z390 AORUS Master motherboard for the Intel 8th Gen and 9th Gen processor. This one, it will be available soon in stores. So right now we can only take a look at the box and what's inside the box and the motherboard itself. We can talk about performance, but we will release a full review once we are able to. Do check us out in www.backtogaming.com. So if you have questions about this motherboard that hopefully I can answer, do leave a comment and hit subscribe to see more videos like this one. So once again, this is your boy Boss Mac of backtogaming.com. Peace out.